thought he had.
Where you hit from the right and you hit from the left.
Right? 013 leak. Okay,
We're good?
Great.
Everybody good? We're back in the kitchen. Kitus cooks. That's my happy dance. Let's do it. We today are making fish tacos. Love them. So simple to make. I always say that, I think, and then people say, I don't know how to make it, but it is actually very simple. So let's get going on it. For fish tacos, what does it take? Obviously, fish. So my good friend Kevin Sellers brought me some rockfish he caught out in the ocean. Not in the river, not in the lake, in the ocean. So he caught it, he ziplocked it for me, he, what do you call it, the other one? He vacuum sealed it for me, and he brought it to me to use on something. So I said fish tacos, that's what it is today. So let's take this and open this up. I'm going to put on some gloves. I don't want that fishy smell on me. So I hope these are big enough. What size I got there? Extra large, and look. Huh, the glove don't fit. You must have quit. Ah, some of you will get that. There we go. Got those gloves on. Open this up, and I'll get a bowl to put it in. There we go. Got one. So there you go, fishies. So remember, these fishies, they gave their lives for us, so we have to respect them, and we have to treat them with tenderness and care, and cook something really good with them, because they got caught. They didn't want to get caught, and they ended up in our refrigerator. So let's be good to the fish. You don't want really big pieces, so we're going to try and get them all about the same size. Let's see, those are good, good. If they're too large, just slice them. And what we're gonna do, you could grill these. What you want if you're gonna grill them is a really sturdy fish, and these might fall apart a bit on the grill. So what we want to do is we're gonna fry them, and we're gonna make a batter. We're gonna batter these up. Hey, a couple towels there. So we're gonna make a frying batter. Usually you'd make a beer batter, but we are at a school, so we're not going to make a beer batter. I know, I tried to confiscate beers from my students this morning. Nobody brought any to school, of all things. Hey, in that room there, Eric? Eric, in that room, just inside to the left, you'll see some. Okay, so what I'll do is I'm going to season these first. So I'm going to get another bowl. I put my bowl so far away. So we're going to put some seasoning. So I have a little bit of flour. I'm going to put a tiny bit of flour in there. I'm going to put a little bit of onion powder, so about a half cup of flour, a teaspoon. There we go. Boom, look at that. Garlic powder. Here's some seasoned salt, so that's salt and pepper together. I have a little bit of paprika, some salt and peppers there, and I think that's it. We've got that started. I'm going to go ahead and taste it. As a chef, you got to taste almost everything. You want to make sure it's not over-salted, and it's not. So that's perfect. So the next thing we'll do is we're going to make our batter. So how do you make a batter? You throw a ball at them. That's a baseball joke. Didn't go anywhere, did it? Okay, so let's see. So we got some flour in there. We're going to do some salt. There we go. Some salt, a little pepper. I'm going to do a tiny, tiny bit of, let's say about a half a teaspoon of baking powder, not too much. That's going to help the batter kind of fluff up on your fish. We're going to stir this together, and once again, what we're going to do, we're going to taste it. Okay, you can put a little spicy in here if you like some cayenne pepper, or we'll put a little shake of, needs a little more salt. We'll put a little shake of hot sauce in this when it's ready to go. So we're going to add to this some milk. So this is the part where if you were doing a beer batter, you'd be adding beer to this, but we're not, like I said, and that's why I also added a little bit of baking powder, because what the beer batter does, it helps it kind of inflate a bit. What they got me? Heavy cream. I was really proud. I had one of my students get everything ready for me, and I said milk, and he got me heavy cream. Wow. Well, there you have it. Okay, So what happens here is it got a little bit balled up there, so it's going to end up being a little messier than I was planning for, which is kind of a bummer, but not the worst bummer on earth. The worst bummer on earth would be if I had cut my feet off this morning or something like that. That would be a bummer. All right, see, we can stir it out. I just made kind of a mess. And see how nice and thick that is? That's what we want. We don't want it really thin. We don't want it overly thick. We want it so once the fish goes in there, it's going to stick to the fish and it's going to hold it on. It's going to hold on to it, and then when we fry it, it's going to have nicely fried fish. Okay, so these little fillets, we're going to throw them in that flour mixture, that seasoned flour. Make sure they get all covered. What that does is that helps the batter stick to the fish. All right, there's all these rules that I'm giving you, but you got to do them or else you'll be punished. You'll be sent to the principal's office. And let me tell you, Mr. Gelsing will have your hide. Okay, so I need a little more flour on there. I kind of ran low. There we go. Just a tad bit more. So they're all kind of coated. See, just a light coating on those. They're nicely seasoned. Everybody goes in there. Everyone gets coated. All right? So just stir them up, and then I bring it over. I made sure. Whoa, I almost dropped those. I am making a mess, aren't I? I should have brought something to put underneath this, which I didn't. Okay, never mind. All right, so get close with that camera, because in they go. Look at that, battered fish in the fryer. So that makes 2 of them. That makes 3 or 4 of them. And so see, as I drop them in there, notice the little technique I do is I lay it away from me. You know why I do that? Because if you drop it in there or it drops it towards you, that you risk that oil, that hot oil landing on you, and that's not what you want. A hot oil burn is probably one of the worst ones you can get. I do not enjoy my hot oil burns. I've had quite a few in my life, and they're not a good thing. So that is my lesson for you today. No hot oil burns. There we go. So all the fish is in. I will remove these surgical gloves. Get them out of my way. Perfect. The fish is frying. I'm going to get this one out of the way so I can go and do our... So the next thing we're going to do is when you make a fish taco, you put on top of it, you can put salsas and things, but we're going to put a really nice and delicious, anybody know, cabbage slaw. So we're going to make a really fresh cabbage slaw, and the cabbage slaw is not going to be, it's not going to have a mayonnaise base in it at all. We're doing all juice in it. So we're going to do a little lime juice, maybe a little lemon juice. So it's going to be the best kind of slaw there is. Once you put mayonnaise in it, you start to lose me. Okay, we got our nice head of cabbage here. I'm going to slice down on it. I'm not going to make a whole bunch. We don't have a ton of fish here, so see my long knife. What I'm going to do is I'm going to cut it really thin. You could do this on a mandolin if you wanted to, or run it through a food processor with a slicing blade. But since we're not doing that much, we just do it by hand. Look at that, nice, perfect sizes on there. All right, so into that bowl you go. Next thing we'll add, and this is where you can get creative, start adding, oh, look at that. Somebody brought me a plate. Oh, Eric. Okay, so internal temperature of the fish when you cook it needs to be about 145 degrees Fahrenheit. And so, when we measure anything like this, you don't go this way. You're going to go long ways, and that means you're going to get the full interior of the fish. So we're up there. We're almost ready on these pieces of fish. So see how quickly it cooks? Those are really thin fillets, so they're not going to take long to cook at all. Perfect. Okay, so while I'm going to let go like a little bit longer, next thing we'll do, out comes jalapeno. Okay, I'm a firm believer in go ahead and leave those seeds in there. You get a lot of what I like to call white people that say, take the seeds out, they're too spicy. But I'm one of those people too, because I'm a white person. But I like leaving those seeds in. I think it adds to your your salsa. So leave them in there. I'm going to use half of the jalapeno, and we sliced it in long slices. Now we turn it, and then we get a nice dice on our jalapeno. And then I think, oh, I better get that fish out of there. Hey, hello. Better get that fish out of there, and I'm correct in my assumption. Look at those guys, they're ready. Out they come. And that is a perfect fish fillet sandwich. Look at there. Those are some nice pieces of fish. Yum. Thank you, Mr. Sellers, for bringing that into us. Look at that, nice and crispy. Okay, and so in the meantime, I said we're making fish tacos, but actually what we're really going to make are fish tostados. So into the frying oil goes some corn tortillas. If you wanted to just do some regular tortillas, you can grill these a little bit, get them loosened up. I want to make some like kind of crispy shells. I like a little bit crispiness on my tostada taco, whatever we're making. Okay, so we got a little bit of red bell pepper. This is going to be mostly for the color. So we do some nice slices this way. And then of course we're going to turn it. Remember, you don't pick it up, just turn it. So much easier when you're doing this, all right? Look at those small dice we get there. Remember, you're making a small piece of food, and so you don't want really large dices. You want everything that's going to fit in there really nicely. Okay, we're going to go this way. I'm not going to put too much red onion in there. We'll do about half of a half. And we go this way, and we turn it. See? Lots of turning. There's no picking up. There's just turning that goes on here. There we are. So, cabbage, jalapeno, red bell pepper, red onion. Let's see, we could put some tomato in there. We've got cilantro. I am a big advocate of cilantro. So, use cilantro as much as you can. If you like cilantro on anything, put it on there. Don't take off the stem. Leave that stem. There's tons of flavor in that stem. You can chop that up. And don't be afraid of the cilantro stem. It is good. It is tasty. It's everything that you want in a herb. Okay? There we go. And that's it. That's all the main ingredients. Now we're going to add a little bit of lemon juice. So we have some lemon juice. Just squirt that in there. I'm not going to put any oil in this. Just lemon juice. Maybe a tiny bit of hot sauce. Yep, that's hot sauce. And then got to keep remembering, don't burn your taco shells, your tostada shells. Oh, those are nice and crispy. Perfect. Pull these out. I'm going to put them next to the fish. Let them drain off. Got a lot of oil drainage going here. Okay, then salt and pepper. Let's see. Oh, you got me such small containers. I'll just get my own. There's salt. There's pepper. You know, I can tell the pepper's black. The salt's white. We use kosher salt, so every time you grab it, you know it's salt because it doesn't have real fineness to it. Kosher salt is kind of it has a lot of texture to it. Okay, we stir that up, and it's ready to go. Simple as that, right? Look at that. I better taste a piece. You know what I say? That's delicious. I'm going to do 1 squirt of lime juice in there too. We got lemon juice and lime juice. Perfect. I think this is going to be the perfect item for us to serve up. Okay, I think we're done with the oil. I'm going to bring over a pan, and the last thing I'm going to do before we proceed, I have a little bit of mayonnaise right there, and I have right here some chipotle. It's chipotle that I ground up, so we're going to put that, and this is going to go right on top of everything. So I love the flavor of chipotle. We're putting enough in to make it kind of good and spicy. All right, we want it to spice up your life. Make sure when you're doing this, you stir, you get all the bottom. You'll see as you stir, especially when you have a clear or opaque container, you can see through, and if you didn't get all the mayonnaise, we'll go back in there and get it. Okay, I'll taste a bit. Oh, good work, chef. Well, thank you, chef. Okay, that's good. So we got our, we're ready to go. So let me grab some of these guys. So let's just make as many as we got here. Looky there. So we're gonna do right on top some nice big piece of fish on top of each one. Woohoo! Hot stuff.
You're making me want fish now.
What's that?
I said you're making me want fish now.
I know, right? Look at that. So we got some nice big fishies on there. And then we're going to take our cabbage slaw right on top of there. Look at that. Eric, you want to grab me like I think there's some pastry bags hanging up over by the sink. That'd be great, brother. Look at that. That is a meal in itself. You can eat one of this is all I could eat one of these and that's it. I love fried fish. Perfect. And then what Eric brought me a pastry bag. Perfect. I'm not even gonna put a tip in it. What we're gonna do now is we're just gonna fill this guy up a bit. And it'd be a lot easier with I should have grabbed like a we're just gonna do a little drizzle of that right across the top, okay? You want enough for it's kind of like, you know how people in Wenatchee love their tartar sauce. This is kind of the Chipotle version of tartar sauce. So that's it. Look how good those look. Let me try. I'm going to dip a piece of fish into our Chipotle sauce like that. Taste it. It's really tasty. Good work, chef. So you can imagine, you can't eat much more than that, I hope. If you can eat a lot more than that, then my hat's off to you. But that's a fish taco, fish tostada like you've never seen that we made really quickly. Don't be afraid of frying fish. I'm actually more afraid of grilling fish than frying it. Fish is, you got to be very, very careful when you're grilling fish. So we fried it. We made fish tacos, get in the kitchen, sharpen knives, learn how to fillet a fish, learn how to respect the fish because you caught it. It gave its life for you. So be very respectful. Use every part of the fish that you can. And enjoy cooking, because I love to cook, and I hope you love to cook too. That's it. It's a wrap. We're out of here. Well, not really. I got to stay